Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in. This is Birds of Feather Podcast with your boy Q City.
Your boy Tommy Bravado.
And this is the betting pod for week 8. All right. So, as we always do, we're going to go back and look at last week. Now, look, I'm going to tell y'all straight up. It's been rough for the kid. All right. It has not looked good, but it's turning around slowly but surely. All right. Taj, screw you. Anyway, with our new point system. So we do 3 picks, each worth a point. The lock of the week is worth 2 points, make or miss, and then the upset is worth 3 points if you get it. Right? So going into my 3 picks, I had Philly at Minnesota, Philly minus 1.5. Obviously, they covered that. But then I had Miami at Cleveland, Miami plus 2.5. They didn't keep it anywhere near 2.5. And I had Washington at Dallas. Washington favored minus the 2.5. Dallas won outright. I said, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Both these games look absolutely terrible this week. The Philly at Minnesota game, I feel like I had a beat on. Everybody, I think everybody and their mama knew Philly was going to come out and put belt to ass that game, right? Like that wasn't crazy. But I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I got to give you props. I said it during the Falcons pod. I said it on the live. You told me last week, you was like, in that Miami Cleveland game, you was like, what is the one unit on both teams that's worth a damn? It was Cleveland's defense. All other 5 units, offense, defense, special teams on both teams are average or the only like good unit is Cleveland defense, and I bet against it, and that's my fault. I deserve to lose that game. And then Washington and Dallas, like Jaden got hurt again, but Dallas's offense is legit. Dallas's offense is real, and
the
they're
offense is
showing
good.
it week
Defense
after.
is suck.
But I mean, their defense came to play last week.
Did they come and play, or does the Commanders' offense just suck?
Honestly, that's a question that I feel like we could really get into about when people really start complaining about Penix. I saw a tweet. All right, look, we are 2 minutes and 30 seconds in. We are not going to get too far off. I got to go get my girl Taco Bell, so we're not going to get too far off. All right, so I saw this tweet. That was like, y'all niggas rode with Penix. Y'all niggas rode with Ritter for a season and a half, but y'all ready to give up on Penix after 9 starts. And I said, boy, if you're not telling the truth, bruh. And on top of that, I feel like a rookie season can be really, really misleading. And that's not to say Jaden ain't one of them ones. But Jaden was unusually healthy for his frame, his rookie season.
And even then, he still got hurt.
So, like, and truth be told, and I said this early in the season. I forgot which week it was. Washington has the oldest team in the league. Not one of the oldest. They have the oldest team in the league. So, they're going through all this with pass catchers. They have offensive line issues. Like, bro, they're old. Their team is old, and that experience worked very well for them last year. They were in a sweet spot last year to be able to, mitigate losses and caught fire at the right time, got to the NFC Championship game. Well, then that means you play longer than most people.
Yeah. Cause like, I'm going to just use this Jaden Daniels situation just as a point to make that, like, people can be far too quick to crown quarterbacks. Like, I was having a conversation a couple of weeks ago, and people was like, "Man, Jaden might be top 5." I said, "He's no, he's not even top 10 yet. Like, slow your roll. He ain't earned it yet. You only seen 1 year. You don't know what he really is yet." Like,
and I feel like people will catch a vibe on who you are, right? And then like defensive guys get paid too, right? So like what makes those greats, which makes the best of the best, is having a slider to the curve, right? Having an off speed to the curve, right? Or having an off speed to the slider, and then still being able to throw your fastball when all those fail. right? Because they're gonna learn you. They're gonna learn like, oh, if he rolls right, he becomes a far less accurate passer. If he's play actioning and we stunt off the right side and hit him every time, he's going to get skittish and start not even reading the run pass option. He's just going to hand it off every time. Like these things become over and over and over again because like you put more film out. You played 3 extra games than most people play, right? Like there's a lot of film on you. So I just think that like I think Jaden is a really, really good quarterback. Don't get me wrong, but
he's good.
I had injury concerns about him coming out, and you're my witness to that. That was my main thing. I was like, bro, skinny dog. He's skinny. He is a small dude, like small in terms of football. Like if he stands next to me, he's gonna tower over me. You know what I'm saying? But like he's a very skinny guy. Like
very slender. Yeah.
And like that body type doesn't hold up to run pass option 6 run a game type of thing on top of the pounding that you take being a quarterback. Like a lot of people don't realize like Mike Vick's most horrible injuries happened with him in the pocket. You know what I'm saying? In Atlanta and Philly, his concussions, his when he messed up his shoulder, the only thing that happened to him while he was out of the pocket was the broken leg in year 2. Most of his horrific injuries happened in the pocket.
I'm going
the ball. Which one?
A lot of his injuries came from him diving and recklessly throwing his body around.
Well, if you look at what caused him to miss time was the concussion when he was in Philly.
I'm talking about in Atlanta. There was the one where he dove in between 2 people and got sandwiched in his ribs.
Where he broke his rib, right? Okay, so I say the broken leg, broken rib, right?
Because the thing is he was always hurt because of his style of play.
The concussion, I don't even remember the shoulder injury both happened in the pocket.
I know a lot of his injuries happened outside because he was always hurt. He was always nicked up because he was always doing stuff. Like a lot of that came from. Well, that's not the point. So no.
The point I was trying to make is like, okay, but if you use Vic as an example, you can get hurt outside the pocket. You also take a beating inside the pocket. I think a lot of people pay attention to how much you get hit running the ball and how much you get hit outside of the pocket. As a quarterback, especially if you're standing there and trying to like run the offense and make the right play, you can take a beating sitting inside the pocket and just like by function of rolling the offense.
I don't. Yes, you're right, but in terms of, I don't think Vic's the example you want to use there because Vic didn't stand in the pocket a whole lot.
If you look, you know what, we're cool. If I will just reiterate, you can get hurt. You take a lot of hits inside the pocket. If you don't want to use Vic, use Penix in the last game. Penix was getting smoked.
I don't use that one because I don't want to even speak there because he still got time to go. I don't want to use that one. Like
he was getting smoked last game
pocket. Like you could look at like Tom Brady when he tore his ACL, he was in the pocket. Like something like that. Like
Phillip Rivers used to take shots, bro. Phillip Rivers used to take shots.
Phillip Rivers is probably the toughest NFL quarterback I've ever seen in my life.
And it never he didn't run like that.
He didn't have to because that man tore ACL, came back and played the next game.
Yeah, it's crazy work.
In the playoffs. Like, that's the toughest quarterback I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. But like you take shots inside. And so like I just don't think his body's gonna hold up. And he's been playing football all his life. He is in the NFL, so obviously you way tougher than me. But like this big dude is a lot of hits, and he already has shown in these 2 seasons to be missing major time, and it's hurting the offense. They can't gain no continuity. They got stupid play. They got players making stupid plays.
They fumble a lot. But they fumble a lot as well.
This is the last I'm gonna say on it. Luke McCaffrey has the opportunity of a lifetime with as many pass catchers are out, and they got him returning kicks. Why are you going airborne on a kick return? What is wrong with you? And that's why just not smart plays.
No, that's not definitely not smart.
But we'll table that. So then, Taj, your three. You had Tampa at Detroit money line, Houston at Seattle money line, and then you had the Philly and Minnesota game as well. So Philly, Minnesota, we already talked about that one, but the two Monday night games called them pretty well. Yeah, I figured Detroit was going to be mad after that loss versus the Chiefs, and then Seattle's looking like a monster, bro. Seattle's looking crazy.
Yeah, and the Texans offensive coordinator sucks. Just, for Falcons fans who complain about our play caller, you could always have the Texans.
And to speak to your earlier point, CJ Stroud was the toast of the town a couple years ago, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think anybody's calling for his job right now, but like the offense doesn't look good. And
it's not him.
It's not all him. It's not all him.
It's not him. The play structures are horrible. And he's just making do what he has. Because you gotta realize this. First year, because for whatever reason, Houston is trying to go to the school of Shanahan by avoiding getting this man some competent O-line. People that can actually hold a block. They don't got no one there. They traded their best O-line to the Commanders for picks. I mean, yeah, cool. Assets are nice, but like, why are you gonna give up a proven blindside defender for your young quarterback? That didn't make sense to me. But either way, their play calling situation for the past 2 years has been horrible. Yeah, like any Texas fan I know, I know every fan base complains about something, but any Texas fan I know has been complaining about the coordinators, just they can't stand it.
Yeah. Hey, you got a point.
Because Stroud has 9 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 1,300 yards. Like, he's having a solid season. It's just he's having to make lemonade out of shit.
I'm not gonna lie. When I watched the game, I was more so focused on the dominance of Seattle there. It looks like they gonna contend for that top seed. Definitely was okay with Tampa losing, but it looks like Tampa, Detroit, Seattle, I would put Green Bay up there, are all like real viable contenders.
Green Bay still look a little foolish gold to me because I think I might have judged them off the Commanders game, and I don't think the Commanders are good.
True, but the Cardinals are okay, but like Michael Parsons really just reiterated, hey, I'm one of the best defensive players in the league, right?
Yeah, he wouldn't get to horrible O-line, yeah.
Who decided to block him 1-on-1? That's wild play calling, bro.
Coaches are the most egotistical people in the world.
Because I think he had I think it was 10 impact plays, or was defined as impact. So it was like 3 sacks. I think he had 5 QB hits, and then like 2 hurries or something like that. Because they were like his 10 impact plays, which is like, and he has 3 or 4 such games since like the beginning of last year. The only other people up there are like Myles Garrett, and like TJ Watt has like 2 of those games. Yeah. So I'm like, he one of the best defenders in football, bro.
He definitely is.
Yeah, going into the lock of the week. So we both hit our locks. Mine was New England at Tennessee. There was no way I saw him losing that game. There was no way I saw Vrabel going into Tennessee losing that game. Tennessee, the Titans, are one of the most dysfunctional franchises I've ever seen. It looks absolutely disgusting. They are definitely in line for a number 1 pick in back-to-back years. A lot of, I wouldn't say Cam Ward propaganda. What I would say is that I am a Hurricane fan, and I watched every snap of Cam Ward. So I do my draft research and whatnot, right? I watch some film. I check guys out, especially guys I feel like the Falcons have, like, could possibly want to get. right? Like this year, I'm gonna be looking a lot at wide receivers because I feel like, hey, we might look for some in the draft. But like for your team, for my college team, I watched the Hurricanes. I watched every snap of this dude last year, and I was when we were talking about it. I was saying he's a little lackadaisical in the pocket. He holds the ball a little too long. His reads are a little off. Now, don't get me wrong. He is getting hoed by his wide receivers. They are not friends. You know what I'm saying? They are not a safe place. His wide receivers are screwing him. Do not get me wrong there. But a lot of what I talked about with Cam, I saw last year, and it's showing itself here. And it's not blowing up for a good rookie season. Hopefully they get somebody new in there. It said they already started their coaching search. Who are you looking at for real? You know what I'm saying? Everybody is in the thick of trying to work the season. So it's all bad.
That's not outlandish to say, because the thing is whenever you have these ideas of coaches, you already have a list of who in mind you would want to fill a position. It's just seeing amongst that group of people who would be the best fit. So like they know, maybe not the guy, but they know a couple guys that they wouldn't mind to hold that position. And they're gonna just let the season play out to see. I mean, they're gonna take other interviews, because you got to do your due diligence. But most of these teams know who they want before they even go into this process. And then a time or two, you might come out surprised, like, "Oh, this dude interviewed much better than I thought." Huh? I thought you was the guy, but this dude kind of, yeah, we gonna go with him. I like his ideas better. And so it's a reasonable thing, but like, I don't have an issue with Cam.
I don't have an issue with him. I don't have an issue with him.
Like, I don't see the same issues that you see, because I see a dysfunctional team. Like, if his receivers, or he had a more functional offense, he could probably fall in the line into some of this other stuff. But if no one's catching the ball, you kind of second guess, like, well, if I throw this to him, is he actually gonna catch it? So it's like they gotta that team needs a total makeover. Like, and the thing is, they have talent on the team. I mean, obviously every team has talent in the NFL. They're just poorly coached. But they're gonna need to get some real receiver talent in there. I don't know what receiver will be worthy of a top pick next year, but if they end up, if they're on a fast track for the first number one pick again this year, and if they don't take a pass rusher, I can see them trading down. But yeah,
it makes life easier when you already got the quarterback, and he's shown. I won't say he's shown enough not to be Rosen, but
he's talented where he won't be.
Yeah, I wouldn't draft another. Plus, I don't think there's a QB worth the number one overall pick just yet this year.
I mean, people said the same thing about Cam last year.
True. But when you need a quarterback, you need a quarterback. So going into your lock of the week. Rams at Jacksonville, technically at Jacksonville, but it was in London, the last London game. Matthew Stafford went bananas.
In a weird way.
Huh?
It was a weird way, though, because he had 5 touchdowns, but he had over 200 yards passing. Like,
he didn't have over 200 yards, bro. Like, oh my goodness, that was. Jacksonville is the most fugazi team. I think I don't know why I choose to believe in them the way that I do, because every time they have a record like this, they show why they shouldn't have a record like this. Like, they were 4-2 going into this game, now they're 4-3. I don't know who they face this week, but like, you beat the Chiefs, you're flying high, you think you're one of the best teams in the league, and then just demolished, just truly demolished.
When you're running hot on turnovers, typically once the turnover stops, so does your wins.
Yeah. And I think, what were they? They were like +9 or +11, something crazy.
Yeah, something like that.
Like, when when that well runs dry, it tends to mess you up. On my upset, I chose New Orleans at Chicago. I felt like they were live in that game for a little bit. It ended up being a 12-point win for Chicago. But I love the fact that Chicago even admitted that, like, hey, we didn't play our best game. we could have been in some trouble there late. Caleb actually didn't look all that good. Even I feel like if you box score watch that game, he was straight, but he came out after and he was like, nah, the running game and defense saved us in that game. So New Orleans they kind of a tough out. I don't know how many more times I'm gonna bet on them this year, but they're a tough out.
You wild for even doing that, but yeah.
And then for you, Carolina at New York, I know you didn't have any faith in that one. You said as much yourself. It was just like, hey, got to pick something.
If the Jets had anybody else at quarterback, they probably win.
I mean, they put Taylor in late.
I mean, anyone else, besides them two.
Yeah, nah. That's when the owner comes out and was like, man, if we could just complete a pass, we'd be a decent team. Let me tell you, your days for starting ain't long, bro. Your days for starting ain't long. Your boss come down to work and he'd be like, man, if we could just get somebody to type on this computer, bro. While you typing, let me tell you something.
Oh my God.
let me tell you something, bro. Go ahead and update that resume while you're there, bro. this is it's long for you.
Yeah, like the buddy essentially tapped him on the shoulder and said, yeah, I'm gonna need you to clock out.
Like, go ahead and clock out for me, big dog. Oh no, he didn't tell him clock out. He was like, hey, I put a meeting on your calendar. I'm a have HR in it just to record what's being said. Go ahead and give a detailed list of your projects to your boss, just so he's tracking.
The coach told him, said, yeah, I heard you submitted your 2-week notice. He said, I never submitted. Donna did. It's over with for him. He gonna get them the $20 million they paid him for this year. But yes, it's a wrap.
So getting into the Falcons game, we both had the Falcons winning versus San Fran. Missed on that one. When it came to the props, for me, Penix longest completion over 34 and 38 to Mooney. Longest reception for London under 23.5, absolutely. And the last to score being San Fran, yes. My two wrongs were the first drive ATL getting a field goal attempt and Bijan's longest reception over 15.5. What do you think Bijan's longest reception was?
15.
15, mother. I swear to God, bro. So I was 3-2 that week. Brings me to 18-12 on the props. Oh, dang, I didn't say our records. Yeah, so at the end of that, I am at 14-21 on the picks with 7 points in the scoring system. You're at 18-16-1 on the picks with 12 points in the scoring system. So, Taj, 13-12 on your props entering the week. You had Penix over a touchdown and a half passing, didn't do it. Bijan longest rush over 15.5. It was 8. And then London for an anytime touchdown didn't happen. But Pitts over 39.5 and CMC over 56 receiving yards both hit.
Yeah.
So 2-3 on the week. So you're 15-15 when it comes to the prop picks. That's what I'm telling you. So look, if you follow Taj for the games and me for the props, y'all will never not make money. Don't follow one or like don't follow one or the other. But if you follow him, then me, I'm telling you, you making money. All right, so going into next week, it's crazy because we picked basically the same games and just got them in different spots. So my 3 picks, I got the New York Giants at Philly. I got Philly money line. You got New York Giants at Philly money line. Pretty cut and dry there. I think New York might be in a tailspin. Something I heard related it to Chicago's game versus Washington last year, right? When Chicago lost on that Hail Mary, I didn't recognize it. Granted, I'm not a Chicago fan. I just knew that they didn't do well for the rest of the season. You know, Chicago lost 10 games in a row. Bro, I did not know.
Well, actually, I think that kind of tracks because that coach got fired shortly after. So
yeah. They lost 10 games in a row off that Hail Mary. couldn't get right after it. And I feel like that might have happened to New York. It might be. I'm very surprised to see if they're gonna bounce back, because that was a tremendous loss to Denver. That was a terrible loss, bro. 33 in the fourth quarter, some Madden shit, bro. Like on some real shit, bro. Like that's terrible. But so we both got Philly in that one. You got anything to add on that one? I feel like that one's pretty cut and dry.
Yeah. Yeah. Philly went their way back. Yeah.
Yeah. Next one, we both got Cleveland at New England. New England money line. Cleveland's terrible. I don't care if they won last week. Miami's worse than them. New England actually looks like a decent team, and you're supposed to beat the teams. You're supposed to beat the teams you're supposed to beat. And I feel like this is one of those games. New England, I wouldn't say earned the benefit of the doubt, but they should have had their big letdown game 2 games ago after they beat Buffalo. They didn't. I forgot who they were facing, but they didn't have a letdown game. And then they won last week versus Tennessee. So like, y'all might be good and legitly coached. So definitely gonna give them the benefit of the doubt there.
Okay.
Yeah. And then here's where we flip. So my last game is your lock of the week. And then my lock of the week is your last game. Chicago at Baltimore. It's your lock of the week. You got Baltimore. I got Chicago plus 6.5. I feel like they'll be able to keep it within a touchdown. But yeah, I figure Baltimore is going to win that one.
Because it's like Lamar first came back. They already feel like people doubting them now. Lamar about to come back. And unfortunately, Chicago about to get made an example out of.
And they need it. What they needed. You can only lose so many games. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think they're 1-5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fresh off a bye week. Best believe they had to come to Jesus meeting. So
yeah. You start getting the 6 and
Chicago don't know what's about to hit them yet.
I'm thinking you get the 6 and 7 losses, it starts getting wicked. You know what I'm saying? So like I feel like if they have any aspirations of this season being anything, they got to get it together in this game.
Yeah, definitely.
And then my lock of the week is your last game, Buffalo at Carolina. We both got Buffalo money line. Like Josh Allen hasn't lost 3 games in a row since before he was Josh Allen. So I don't see that happening.
Especially off of.
Yeah, I was about to say same exact concept off a bye week. It's not slander. I truly feel like it's true, bro. Bryce Young's he's moving to not the answer, but not the solution, but not the problem. Because, for a little bit he was the problem, but like, I'm not finna sit over here and sing this man's praises. He's not doing no immaculate shit. The defensive running game is paving the way. He's had poor offensive performances where his team has been able to stifle some really bad offenses, ourselves included, because I know Panthers fans going to be all in the mentions. 30-0. Hey, we weren't a functional offense that game. You know what I'm saying? And hell, if you look at us through the course of the season, we're an average offense. So average offenses are going to have really, really highs and really, really lows. That was one of our really, really lows. And the defense was Yeah, I was saying the defense was able to stifle an offense, but like Bryce Young ain't been doing nothing crazy this season, bro. Like, and I stand by that. He's not playing bad, but he's not the difference maker of a number 1 overall pick who's the driving force behind the team being 4-3.
Right.
But his team is 4-3.
Man, he's 4-3, so I mean, hey, wins all that matter, right?
Yeah, but they're gonna be 4-4 after this week. Not only just because I want Carolina to lose, but because Buffalo should go in there and do something crazy.
They should, yes.
Going to our upset picks. So my upset pick, hear me out, because it's wild, but hear me out. I got the New York Jets at Cincy. Here's
I thought
why.
about it. I thought about it. Quarterback situation.
That was my big Cincy has had basically a bye week, has had a lot of rest. Aaron Glenn is going to get a win. He's not going to go over, right? If there's a team for
you hope.
I hope. If there's a team Cincy would have a letdown for, feel like it would be the Jets. Like, it's a team you can look past that has a viable defense, right? Like, it's viable. The offense can't do anything. The offense cannot move the ball except through running. Cincy's defense isn't top of the line in rush defense. I can see this game getting ugly, getting muddy. Now, you do have that nuke sitting over there wearing number 1. And sometimes you can just like be real bad in the game and you can throw it up and F it Jamar down there somewhere. And that could ruin the game, right? That could ruin a parlay, that could ruin a pick. And I know I'm betting against that. But when it comes to upsets, I wasn't feeling comfortable with too many of the other ones. So New York is Cincy's mine.
I mean,
all right. Tell me about yours, bro.
Yeah, I got the Texans over the Niners. I feel like the Texans ain't a bad team, but I feel like DeMar kind of want to go up Shanahan one time. So I feel like while they have the injuries they do, I think this might be the best time to try to do it.
I agree there. I don't think that's a wild concept. I'm not gonna lie to you, San Fran. The same thing with their record being the way that it is. Same. I don't feel the exact same way that I feel about Carolina, but like, I don't feel like San Fran is as good as their record, right? And at a certain point, you are your record. You know what I'm saying? You can't deny it. But like, we just watched them beat us with their quarterback throwing under 200 yards. They just, once again, they got a nuke, right? Like, you got Christian McCaffrey who can go for 200 and 2 touchdowns and wreck the game. All right, cool. You know what I'm saying? 5-2. Like, I think Seattle's better than them. I think Detroit's better than them. I think Detroit, Seattle, and I think Tampa's better than them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Going into the
what's up? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, because like it gets a little weird with them.
I mean, they found a winning recipe, right? I'm not going to take that away from them. They found something that, like, the main goal of an NFL team is to find a way to win, right? And it's why I always say, no matter how bad your team is, at the beginning of the season, everybody thinks they have a path to victory, right? Be it slim, be it large. Everybody feels like they have a path. Well, you broke up there. Go ahead, repeat that.
No, I was just saying, like, I can't really dispute that too much.
So going into the Falcons game, Falcons versus Dolphins, both got the Falcons there. We talked about the ending score on the Falcons pod, so check into that one always, right? I'm 18-12 on the props. I got Bijan anytime for a touchdown, Pitts over 40 yards, Penix over 230 passing, London over 70 yards, and Tua under 210. You got Bijan over 89.5 rushing, Pitts over 45.5 receiving, Penix over 19 completions, Drake over 3.5 catches, and Tua under 201.5. It seems like we're pretty lockstep on the idea that Tua's not going to have a huge game. Bijan is going to be featured running and, for me getting in the end zone. Pitts will have around 45 to 50 yards and be a high point in the offense. Penix is going to have a high completion, high yardage type of day. And then Drake is going to be involved in the offense. Like, it is pretty consistent across all our picks. Once again, your bet's telling the story. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. That's exactly how I see the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, what was your score that you gave?
31-14 or something like that. 17 or something. I can't. 31,
Yeah.
31.
So like, just domination. I truly feel like we should dominate. What are you thinking when you look at, like, what shaped your betting?
I feel like this is going to be a Bijan week. Realistically, every week should be a Bijan week, and for the most part, it has been. Run it through him, and then just take him as far as he'll let you. And in the meantime, while they're paying all this attention to Bijan, get Pitts involved, as well as Drake. So, then depending on all you got to do is just just distribute it to your playmakers, and like with the subtraction of Murray and McLeod, that just really kind of all those targets that were going to Murray last year should just kind of find their way to Pitts this year.
You saw Mooney was listed as questionable.
He's been nicked the whole time. He ain't been 100% yet, so I'm sure he'll play. Yeah, if it's just Drake and Pitts, I think that's enough because they're both good at the roles. You just got to be creative. Like Drake, Pitts, and Bijan is a healthy problem to deal with when utilized correctly.
And that's absolutely true. It's part of the reason I was so frustrated with the 49ers game, because we have too much talent to not be a consistent high-scoring offense. So, you guys, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for coming through for the betting pod. Like and subscribe. Follow us on all social media platforms at BOAF Media. Always hit the DMs or the chat for ATL around the league so we can talk about any topic that you want to talk about. And then tune in at 9-ish, because like we gotta move stuff around based on the basketball season started now, and then I'm a dad, so like life happens. So, but tune in 9-ish on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for the gambling. If you need help, call the number, right? Yeah. Just don't bet anything you can't afford to.
And don't have them people come after you. And don't have them people come after you.
Yeah. They break legs. And side note, you saw the video of them dudes betting on the gambling hotline? Where it was like, hey, 2.5 rings. And I was just like, yo. That's hey, look, man. But no, call the number if you need help. Don't bet anything you can't afford to lose. I feel like I hit everything.
Sounds good to me.
I feel you. Don't bet nowhere you're not supposed to bet. Also,
and don't bet
no sports. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Been your boy Q City.
Your boy Todd Bravado.
We out.
Peace.